Hello. No, I think we've waited enough for like 17 minutes. And how's everyone?
I'm
Valerie.
fine.
uh,
How are you?
I'm good. So, how have you been in classes for the last 2 weeks with Mr. Eric?
Fine, but we were missing you. Personally, I would say I was missing you.
You're missing me. Hakuna mwenye alinitafuta hata ajue kwa nini madam hayuko.
Tuna namba yako.
You mean that's an excuse? Ah. And I think
Did I tell
our
you in the
number is
last class?
a public property to Thika Technical.
Nah, not really.
But I've been attending your classes. Probably it's only that you don't know I've been attending your classes. I've been seeing you guys in December. Last week you did is it parabolics? Drawing of curves, graphs and functions. Mulianza graphs and functions. Charles. Charles.
Yes, madam.
You have
Yes,
attended the last week's class.
yes.
Nini?
Acha niangalie kwa kitabu.
Hiyo mwingine anaangalia
Ndo
sasa hivi. Eh.
sawa mwalimu. Huku umeanza kuongea.
Si sasa mwanafunzi anafaa kuwa set na ningeanza na kati
Ningechangamka.
ingebidi, si ndio? You guys, I think last week you did graphs and functions with Mr. Eric, and as we are talking, allow me to tell you something. I've encountered the challenge with my computer right now. I hope it has not, and I hope it is not yet spoiled kwa sababu inakataa kuwaka. I thought I'm going to share my screen, so I am connected through my phone just like any other student. So you see me having been logged in twice. I'm waiting for my computer to cool down. It's so hot. I don't know why. I'm afraid of losing it at the same time. But I'm still hopeful that it's going to start. But meanwhile, we can look up. Left, not where we last with teacher. Because I'm not going to repeat Kenya Mwalimu aliofunza, si ndio? To be fair. And I know he taught you so well. He gave you some work to do. Mwalimu na kukupea 20% tuta 8. So mahali hukuelewa, I hope ulienda kufanya further research. Ama again. Ian,
Yes, teacher.
nilidhani uliingia class alafu ukaleft.
Hapa
Ukatuacha tukiongea. Ah,
niko na shida net.
internet ama network?
Net.
Net.
Network. Mm.
Oh, panda jioni. Eh? That's a good advice. Nakwambia kompyuta yangu it is really failing me. I hope we're going to do this class successfully. And I hope haijaharibika. It will be a very big loss. May overheat once. I had connected. In fact, we've talked to Caroline Bai for some time. Through it, then all of a sudden, push, went off. Na hiyo ndio iko na materials zote. Oh my god. Okay. Then I think I have some notes. The only challenge I may be facing notes, sharing my screen. I think that will be my biggest stress of the day. But I think teaching can go on swiftly because even whatever you want to learn today, sikitu hamjui, it's so easy. It is still, we have started the second topic. The first topic was really, really huge. Introduction to introduction to CM, that is computation mathematics. Ilikuwa na quadratics, ilikuwa na that quadratic equations. Then we went to matrices. Then we went to what? Nini ingine tulifanya under introduction apart from quadratics? Someone to talk to me. No one is talking to me. Hmm? No, nasema the first topics. The first topics ilikuwa na subtopics mingi. We had quadratics, we had we had there's one last one. I don't know. It has escaped my mind. But I hope we understood because all that topic one, in fact, your data for exam. I'm not sure. Oh, somebody's texting me. Row reduction. Yeah, it's about row reduction, nini Gaussians, matrices. They're just method. We didn't under those topics we had subtopics. So whoever is testing me row reduction under matrices, that is true, John Musioki. Yes, that is true. Uh, thing hizo quadratics nini matrices ziko under one topic inaitwa algebra. Algebra was the bigger bracket, the bigger blanket yenye tulikuwa tuna dwell into. So right now we are privileged to start a new topic that is known as graph and functions. Yes, I've seen you, John Gidaiga. Graphs and function mulianza last week na Mr. Eric, and he did area of a graph whereby he taught you how to plot a graph. Of a graph. A question of a graph? David. David is not talking to me. Calvin Mutembei. Equation of a graph inakaaje? Y is equals to
mx plus c.
mx plus c. That is true. And when you plot a graph of that form, y is equals to mx plus c, what do you get? When you plot a graph with that equation, what do you get?
A straight line.
That is straight line, yeah? And this mx are symbolic or something. What's an m? M inamaanisha nini?
It's the
The
gradient.
gradient.
It's the gradient. That is true. And the c?
Constant. Intercept.
Constant
Y.
intercept. Yes, constant intercept or the y-intercept. It means that that line, when you plot that line, it will cut the y-axis at the C point. Yeah. So if your C is 2, it means that straight line will cut the y-axis through number 2. Yeah. So if you're in mx plus c, but you can also have a quadratic equation. We can also plot it's normal to have a graph, plotting a graph with a quadratic equation, and it will give us something. Yeah? Minor, Phineas Minor, what will it give us when you plot a quadratic equation? Phineas Maina, open your mic and talk back to me kindly. Haukumbuki? Oh my god, endea school fees shule. Phyllis, Ongoi, when you plot a quadratic equation on a graph, what do you get?
A curve.
Yeah, that is true. You get a curve. Yeah. So that is the difference between the equation of a line will give us a straight line, while the quadratic equation will give us a curve. Now, and we know the form of a quadratic equation. Form ya quadratic equation again? What's the form?
Yes.
Form ya quadratic equation. When you're plotting
Uh,
on a graph, how do you represent it?
on a graph,
Yes.
y equals to, okay, 2x plus,
Let me assist Karina. That is, you started it correctly. Y is equals to ax squared plus bx plus c.
yeah,
Between y is equals to mx plus c and the quadratic one is because one will give us a curve, another one will give us a straight line. It is easier to get gradients using an equation of a curve because the gradient is given by change in y by change in x. Whatever you get there is a gradient. In case you're given an equation values, for example, y y is equals to 3x plus 2. Automatically, the gradient is 3 and the y-intercept is 2. That one becomes very easy to plot. Comes whereby you given values, you're asked to plot, then you later calculate for the gradient and also get the c value, the y-intercept value. But I know to do something that is known as a chart. It's going to be difficult. I'm not able to share my screen. Actually, my computer, I think, spoiled Ivoto. Menda off, just like that. Okay. That's from learning. I'll check into it later. I will not be able to share my screen. Sorry. But I'll be able to teach the best way possible. Learn about other graphs and functions. I'm going to learn about chart. Tumefanya charts. Tumefanya the bar graphs, the line graphs, the pictograph, the hizo zote. Yeah. Okay, there are statistical tools that I use to represent data. Yeah. They're just statistical tools. Na ziko kadhaa, there are many. Somebody can mention one. Hello. Okay. Whoever can hear me can answer that question. The statistical tools to represent data. What's that? And in most cases, it's it's like a diagram. Because something line graph, bar graph. These are vitu umefanya even in geography in high school, nearly in all subjects in high school. At some point, you had to represent data in form of a pictorial, yeah, in form of a diagram. And how do you represent? Today we're going to deal with a pie chart. Pie chart inakaje? Timothy Maina.
Inakaa
Ika-
pizza.
ikasaka.
Inakaa nini?
Ni ya circle alafu imekatakatwa kama pizza.
Imekataka. Umeenda mbali. Kama okay. But again, hatukatakatangi too blindly for the sake of kukatakata. But that is true. And you guys today, you must have very high level of imagination. Kwa sababu, If my computer was on, would have seen it, but we just have to create images in our mind. Yes, it is true. It's like a circle. Na imekatakatwa like pizza. I don't know if everyone knows about pizza, and I'm not sure if I know it. Go with that example. But there's a form of there are tools we use before we subdivide that circle. Yeah, what do you consider? Assuming we've been given data um, in your class, I've been given the ICT 183, um, and I'm told I have 10 girls in that class. Then I have 20 gentlemen in that class, and I have to represent that data in form of a pie chart. How do you go about it? What should you do? I've just been told I have 10 total number of students, sijapewa, but nimeambiwa 10 are ladies and 20 are gents. So how do I represent that data? Yeah?
Utafanya hivi, uziweke uchukue ufanye total
Yes.
per agenda,
Yes.
the total then multiply by 360.
Okay. Now give me the total. Okay, thank you, Quirino. That is true. That is true. I need someone else to give me the total. Valerie, I have 10 ladies and 20 gentlemen, students in that class in day city 1 and 3.
Of 30.
30. Thank you. That is true. Yes.
Then you say over, if it is for the girls, 10 over 360 times the
10
total.
over 60.
Times the
10
total.
over the 60.
Over 30.
Over 30 times
Uh, yes. That now you've put it correctly. It will be 10. If I'm calculating the gender ladies, I'll take the number of ladies by the total number of the students in that class, that is 30. Then multiply by 360. Why the 360? John Gevaiga, why the 360? John? Okay, John Musyoki, why the 360? Okay, both John have decided to keep quiet. Jane. Jane Mudhoni has just left. Oh my God. Phyllis, why 360? Why are we multiplying it by 360? Why 360? Okay, someone to assist us. David Gishero, tuambie, why are we multiplying it by 360? Okay, fine. We are multiplying it by 3. Okay, yes, Kurino, go ahead.
Because a circle adds up to 360 degrees.
Thank you. Yeah, actually, because a circle adds up to 360 degrees, that is very true. So now we are having 10, we are having over 30 times 360 degrees. What are we looking for when you do that kind of a calculation? And how will your answer look like? Yeah, what are we looking for? We have the big circle, yes, but our big circle is now empty. We want to subdivide it. But we've been told before it's my big circle, I want to subdivide it. Represent the ACT 1 and 3. I want to subdivide it in terms of gender. Yeah, and I only have 2 gender in that class. I have 2. I have gentlemen and I have ladies. And I've said ladies is 10, gents is 20, total is 30. Now, my total, my bigger circle adds up to 360 degrees. So if I do calculation of the ladies, that is 10 over 30 times 360 degrees, it should be giving me something.
120.
Yes, the value is, yes, Caroline, the value is 120. That is true. 120 what? And what does it represent?
100.
120 degrees. That is true. But ina represent nini sasa?
The ratio of
The number of girls.
Number of ladies in the class.
The number of ladies in the class is now represented in form of degrees, because we can't present data in that big circle using the actual numbers. We say now we're going to plot 10. No. If you have to represent data in a pie chart, it has to be in a degree form. So whichever quantity you've been given, you have to convert it so that you'll be able to present it. Now, in normal circumstances, if it were in high school where you're required to have your protractor, have your compass, you'll plot a 360 using a compass. That is a normal round circle. The diameter is the same, the radius is the same. Then when you're plotting the angle now, that is when you use your protractor, and there's a way we place it. You must have a middle point. Yeah, point, the radius, that is where you put your protractor and measure. In this case, Caroline has already done the calculation of the ratio of ladies, and she has told us it is 120 degrees. 120 degrees. How do you plot it in a graph, in a pie chart? Tumechora sasa, and I hope you are able. You can on your end you can have a sketch. It really doesn't have to be perfect. You can have a sketch. So you have plot 120 degrees. You can even shade it to represent ladies. Now, how do you go about it with the gents? With the gents?
20 over 30 divided by 3 times 360.
And nipatie hizo values sasa. Calculate it and give me the value.
240. 240 degrees.
240 is the value. That is true. 240 is the value. So 240, and because our data iko na 2 components only ladies and gentlemen. So total, the degree of ladies and the degree of gents should give me 360. So if you take 120 plus 240, you will confirm kama inatupatia 300. Moving forward, we have plot, and that is how we plot a pie chart. You may be given another data. Yeah, should I give you an example? Calculate.
Yes. Yes.
I imagine it is as easy as that. Yeah. So write this. If my computer was on, we'll be able to see it, but you write on your end. Mr. Brian, monthly income. Mr. Brian, monthly income is 14,400 Kenyan shillings. Mr. Brian, monthly income is 14,400 Kenyan shillings. The monthly expenses of his family is on various items.
14,000.
14,400 Kenyan shillings. The monthly expenses of his family on various items is as given below. Yeah. I hope everyone has gotten the question correctly. So represent the data on a pie chart. Represent the given data on a pie chart. Data on a pie chart. Mm-hmm. So up below the question, you can draw a table. You can have two columns, and how many rows? 3, 4, 5, 6. Those two columns. So chora two columns mbili, 6 rows. This data. So ninawapea data, then you'll represent it in form of a pie chart. So on the first column, write item. On the second column, write expenditure in Kenyan shillings. Kuriana, can you read what you have?
Mr. Brian monthly income is 14,400 shillings, Kenyan shillings. The expenses used with his family. Okay, the expenses is on various items, and it is given in the table below.
Okay.
Represent the data on a pie chart.
Thank you. Then, what do you have on your table?
Item and expenditure in Kenyan shillings.
Item iko juu, expenditure iko chini, si ndio? Okay. Now, the first expenditure is rent. You see where I asked you to draw 6 rows, eh? The first row ni ilikuwa item, the second one expenditure. Then, sasa hizo hapo juu kwa items, sasa tuna identify items to the expenditure. We have rent, we have food, we have clothing, we have education. The first one, rent, food, clothing, savings. Clothing, education, savings. Under rent, the second column ilikuwa expenditures in Kenyan shillings, si ndio?
Yeah.
Okay, under rent, andika 4,000. 4,000. 4 with 3 zeros. 4,000. Then write 5,400. 5,400. Under clothing, have 2,800. Under education, have 1,000. Under saving, have 400. Caroline, read for me the values you've entered.
4,000,
Mm-hmm.
5,400,
Mm-hmm.
1,800,
Mm-hmm.
education,
Mm-hmm.
savings 400.
That is true, and I hope that is what everyone has. Now represent that data. We're just doing a representation. Just represent that data on a pie chart. On a pie chart. To represent that data on a pie chart. Everyone. Of you, I'll ask random questions. So make sure you do it. I'm giving you Uh-huh. Guys. So in this case, what do we have? We have total rent, sindio? Total rent, we have, at least in this case, we've been given total tumepewa ni 14,000. Then tumepewa item. The first item is rent.
Yes.
Rent ni 4,000. And we know the circle. Our circle is by default 360. Our circle is by default 360, sindio?
Yeah.
Yes.
So what should we get now?
100
My rent in 100. Nini 100? How should
degrees.
itakuwaje? How do we get it?
4,000
Mm-hmm.
over 14,400 times
Mm-hmm.
360
Mm-hmm.
is 60 degrees. Upate 100 degrees.
100 degrees, that is true. Tupate hizo zingine guys. My computer has decided to wake up. Hata nijaribu to connect so that you can see the images. So you continue.
Yeah, food ni 135 degrees. Clothing ni 70 degrees.
Education ni 45 degrees. Na
Degree.
savings ni 10 degrees.
10 degrees.
Saving 10 degrees.
Chora hiyo pie chart. Then you divide it into hizo.
Program.
You can sketch.
Hello, hello. I think now I'm back with my computer. Oh, mmemaliza? Are you guys done?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I think now I'm ready to share my screen with you. So go ahead and tell me, hiyo ilikuwa rent. The next one ina represent nini? 100 degrees. Mumeplot.
Food 135 degrees. Yes.
The next one.
135 degrees on food.
Food ni 135. So tuko na 100 degrees, tuko na
70
130.
degrees.
Nini hiyo?
70.
Morning.
Morning, guys.
Morning too.
Karena berat.
Sijui ameenda wapi.
Hey, Charles. Naje?
Ye,
Niaje
poa
unanyamazia
sana.
umode hivi? Niaje mnanyamazia umode hivi mkiwa na David?
Eh? Ai, sasa kaa una maneno utafanya nini?
Mode tu anatajana, atauma pamba tu. Ataitana achoke.
Wapi ndo anashughulikia? Maybe anatusikia. Kai?
Toka.
Oh. Ni hizo ma connection. Maybe amejaribu kushare screen akanini.
Yani
Kevin Mutembei.
Utembei.
yani
Nianza story.
Githaiga yaani mkuu
Aya, if you guys have got we, hamtatumia platform yangu to connect. Let's get back to class. Sasa, it's correctly. I want us to do another one, just to confirm that you have gotten it correctly. Leo ndio ile siku ya masahibu. To do another one, the pie chart below. Now this one won't you because you can't see it. So number 2, the following data shows marks. The following data shows marks. The following data shows marks obtained by Kelvin in an exam. Na Kevin alienda wapi? The other Kevin who used to do the following data shows marks obtained by Kelvin in an exam, in an examination. Represent the above data on a pie chart. represent the above data. So the same thing have two columns with how many rows? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the first one is subject, the other one is pardon? Nisome swali tena. Should I read the question again? Oh, maybe. That's okay, Kevin. I hope you've catched up. The following data shows marks obtained by Kelvin in an exam. Subject, the other one is. The subjects are mathematics, English, science, Spanish, and social. Write them down. English, science, Spanish, and Maliza. So under mathematics, ako na 150. Mathematics 50, English 105, science 120, Spanish 75, social 90. I think you can now see my class. I've shared my screen. And the question that I'm reading is this one. Caro, can you see?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so I want to believe everyone can see what is on the screen. And I hope you can do it because I've not done it. Mali nimefanya, you can see. So mathematics. Do we have the
Nope.
No.
no? What do we have?
Pasco.
We have the scores, yeah? So how do we get the total? Can you get the total by the way?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sa total ni ngapi?
Total ni 540.
Are we getting 540 all of us?
Yes.
Good. So do you have the circle? Please. Total degrees ni ngapi?
360.
Thank you. So we have two items.
360.
We have the total 540. We have the circle 360. So, and we also have the items, which are known as the subjects in this question. So we can represent that data, starting with mathematics.
Yes.
Okay. So it's going to be represent mathematics itakuwaje?
150 over 540 times 360 upate 100 degrees.
Thank you. That is true. Kiingereza?
70 degrees.
105 over 540 times 360 will give you 70 degrees.
Hiyo ni 105, si ndio? Divide by 540.
Yeah.
Yes.
Utapata how many degrees?
70.
Degrees. Kevin, nipatie ya tatu. Science. Science.
Science ni 80 degrees.
That is true. Thank you. Tuendelee. Science tumekuwa ni 80 degrees.
Spanish 50 degrees. 50 degrees.
So this total degrees ni ngapi? 100 plus 70 plus 80 plus 50 plus 60.
360 degrees.
So we can plot that pie chart. Ndio. Haya, plot it.
Yes.
Ama kuna chini.
Eh.
Yes.
Of course mathematics haiwezi toshana na English na science. Sure. We can't do that because of course the degrees are not the same. The smallest one itakuwa gani?
Spanish 50 degrees.
Spanish.
Followed by
Social. English. Then we have science
Science.
and math.
Science and math. That is true.
Mathematics.
Sasa, I want us to do the last one. Oh. The last example is our example number 3, this one. The following table shows various modes of transport used by students at Tumaini School. At Tumaini School. Moin, soma kenye unaona. Valerie, read the values for us. Yes, John, endelea.
The following table shows various modes of transport used by students at Tumaini School. School bus 350, private bus 245, tuk-tuk 175, bicycle to change motorbike to reach.
I represent that data. Represent the above data on a pie chart.
Only hiyo table.
Sawa, ndio. Mmekopi table yote? I don't want to share for some. Copy it somewhere.
Acha tu screenshot.
I screenshot cause nataka kuihide nionekane wachorea hii kwa Excel. Because Excel can easily allow me to have the charts. want to believe that tumefanya. Have we done it? Tumefanya, si ndio? And you have seen how it is being represented?
Yes.
You can write this down.
Yes.
A pie chart is a circle divided into various sectors. Each sector represents a certain quantity of the item being considered. I think I'm projecting my work. You can clearly see it. Yeah. A pie chart is a circle divided into various sectors. Each sector represents a certain quantity of the item being considered. The size of the sector is proportional to the quantity it represents. So there is this good example. Consider the total population of animal in a farm given as 1,800. Out of this, 1,200 are chicken, 200 cows, 300 goats, and 100 ducks. This information can be represented in a pie chart as is equals to number of chickens over the total population times 360. So from this, the number of chickens ni ngapi?
Well,
1,200.
Correct. Over the total, which is 1,800 times 360, itatupea 240. Cows angles, total number of cows, ngapi?
200.
Over
200. 1,800.
times 360, si ndio? Itatupea ngapi?
Yes.
40.
And let us see if that is correct. That is true. Goats, I mean. Let's calculate for the goats. Goats,
60 degrees.
correct. Ya mwisho, ducks,
20 degrees.
20.
degrees. So when you represent that data, it is true, thank you, 20 degrees. So when you represent that data in form of a pie chart, this is how it will look like. Yeah. So you have chicken, ni mingi, taking 240 degrees, 240 degrees. This is 240 degrees. Then we have cows. Then we have goats. You realize this one has itoshani. Ducks is 20 degrees. Goats is 60 degrees. And cows 40. And that is how ducks and goats has itoshani. because that is less 20 and got is more. See, this one represent visually, at least in form of an image, you can easily now tell the difference. I hope that is what you've been having for the last 3 examples we've done.
Yes.
So now we are done with representing data in pie charts. I want us to learn something new in interpreting data. Interpreting data from pie charts. Interpreting data. Quirino. Interpreting data.
Kuelezea nini iko ndani ya nini hiyo data,
Nini iko ndani ya hiyo data?
hiyo table.
So there are things we've been given. What we've been ndio ukuwe able kuinterpret. Quirino.
Kuna components use.
Thank you. Go ahead. Go ahead. There's a lady who's talking.
Nasema tuko na components na hizo values zake.
Yeah, kuko na components na value zake. There's something else. There's something else I'm looking for.
The degrees.
The degrees. Okay, for you, that is correct. Talk about interpreting data from the pie chart. It means you've been given this pie chart. What is required of you is more of interpretation. Can you interpret the chart? Like for example, this one here that we have done, nikikupea kitu kama hii, then tuandike hapa ndani degrees, you'll be able to tell me chicken is 120 degrees, tell me goat is 40 degrees, you'll be able to tell me cows. So I'll be able to ask you the number of goats, yeah, in the pie chart. So there's something you've been given, for example, the pie chart itself. Then you're asked to give information. So presenting is about you're given data and you're required to draw. Thing is by drawing has been done for you. So your work is just to read what is in that pie chart. The explanation is clear. To see a good example here, and you can write it down if you want. The pie chart below shows the percentage of blood types for a group of 200 people. That you can draw it by the way. Just sketch. And I hope because ninaenda kuificha you're going to answer this question. So make sure you have it. I want us to interpret this data. Okay, I want to believe we've done that. So, how many people in the group have type AB? Valerie.
AB we have
Aya, mwingine mwenye amechora alikuwa amechora. How many people in this group have blood type AB? Okay, you can read it from there. Hata kusoma ni shida. Hilda, tell us, how many people in this group have type AB? Pardon? Hello, guys. Give me your answer in degrees.
Minute.
19 degrees.
Degrees.
How many?
19 degrees. 19 degrees.
Yes, thank you, John Githaiga. Yes, it's 19 degrees. Whatever John is reading for us is interpreting. He's just interpreting what he's saying here. It is clearly brown. So he's telling me it's 19 degrees, which is true. So how many people in this group do not have blood type O? Take note of the question. It's a negative question. Do not. So how many people in this group do
60
not
degrees.
have? Yes?
60 degrees.
60 degrees. Is that true?
60 degrees. Yes.
Degree 20.
Degree 20 degrees. What are 60 degrees?
I have added type AB,
Mm.
type A, and type B.
AB, type A, and type B. Meaning 40 degrees plus 19 degrees plus degrees cannot add up to 360 degrees. Jongerega, unasoma percentages ama degrees?
Hizo ni percent.
That's why ninauliza
That's what
Jongerega.
comes to me. Okay.
Percentage. Percentage.
These are percentages. Na mimi nauliza degrees. Percent of total ndio inatupea type O. So when you ask how many are have blood type O, you have to do a calculation.
216.
Thank you. 216 is the correct answer. Hebu niambie umepataje?
Nimefanya hivi kuwa okay, nikasema 100% is equal to 3 square,
Yes.
then nikachukua hiyo percentage yenye haina blood type O nikapata,
So total 19 plus 16 plus 25.
which is 60 degrees.
60 degrees, yes.
Nikadivide by 100 then multiply by 360, which is the degrees.
Thank you. Guys, can you appreciation from where you are? Next one. We go about it. Take note of in interpreting. There's always negative and positive questions. Positive questions are easy to get because you only have to use your eyes for you to see. How many people in this group have blood type AB? We are supposed to give it in number, not 19%. Okay, even if you give it in 19%, know that it has an issue. But if you have to get the actual number, you have to go the long way. You have to take 19 over 100 degrees times 360, and it will give you the actual degree when you're plotting it. Yeah. So the third one, how many people in this group have blood type A or B? Mm.
Mwalimu,
Yes.
question number A
Mm.
iko 68.4%, so answer hapo sinaona iko na decimals.
Percent.
100 times 360
Yes.
inapea mtu 68.4.
Percent. Your answer will be in degree.
In degree, 68.4 degree. Hebu kiasi.
Type A or B.
Nimepata 126.
Okay, Shanku anasemaje?
Eh,
Since tunaulizwa how many people, si
eh.
basi tunafaa tukipata hiyo degree, sa kama hiyo ya 19 over 100 tunapata 68.4 degrees, uweke 68.4 over 360 times the total of people, ndo upate ni watu wangapi walikuwa hapo. Yangu imekuja 38 people.
Ama unachukua 19 over 100 times the total number of the people ndio upate hao watu.
Na utapata 38 ati 19 over
19 over 100 times 200 unapata 38.
By the
Ukipata
way, hiyo
38
ni shortcut. Hiyo ndo answer juu hao ni
38 over
people wenye tunaulizwa.
ndio upate in degrees unasema 38 out of 200 times 360 unapata ni 68.4 degrees.
Yeah, umefanya yangu reverse, which is okay.
Hata mimi nimefanya kama wewe.
Ameenda 38 people. Jonyecha alikuwa anatupatia ni nini? Ukifanya 216 over 360 times 200 unapata ni tu? Unapata nini?
Yeah, degree.
216 degrees, 216 divided by 360 times 200. Unapata 120 people. Hii yenye tumefanya how many people do not have group type O, unapata 120 people.
Yeah, 120 degrees.
Degrees inakuja to 16. To 16. Hebu fanya 60, fanya 60. Si 60 ni ile percent yenye tumepata. So 60 over 100 times 360. 10 degrees. Sawa. Okay. Swali ya kwanza ni how many people in this group have type AB? Ni 19%, si ndio? Kwa hivyo ni 19 over 100 360 ndo yenye inachukua kwa hiyo tunapata
inakuja 68.4.
Hiyo ni degrees. Kwa hivyo tunahitaji the people. So utachukua 0.4 over 360 people which is 200. Upate 38 people.
Sawa.
Umeelewa? Yeah, ni hivyo. Q.
Yes.
Zako zinakuja venye zetu zinakuja jumenyamaza. Okay.
Ishi
Eh?
hiyo swali ya yenye ilikuwa yenye umenitumia
Mhm.
hiyo inafanywa aje?
So hii ni rahisi like so uko na okay, uko na hiyo picha ni clear enough.
Hata nimeandika.
Sawa. So si uko na hiyo hizo marks, kuna 150, kuna 105, 120, 75 na 90. So kwa hii swali hatujapewa total. Kwa hivyo ni ujicalculate total which of ni kuadd hizi values 150, 105. So ukiadd zinakupatia 540. And then sasa tunataka degrees kwa zenye tutachora kwa pie chart. So unachukua ya kwanza si ni 150 ya maths. Unachukua degree kiasi gani? So unachukua hiyo 150 over the total which is 540 times 360. Ndio ujue unapata 100 degrees.
100.
100 degrees. 150 over 540 times 360 ni 100 degrees. Hebu try hizo zingine tu hiyo process alafu niambie.
Sawa.
Umeelewa?
Kidogo.
Ni wapi umepotea?
Hebu kwanza nimalize hapa nione kama nitapata majibu. English ni 70%.
Yes, congratulations.
Na viatu.
Lazima nikusaika hapo, so endelea.
Na science 80%. 80 degrees.
80 degrees.
Hiyo ingine 50.
Yes.
Degrees.
Phone natumia bado.
Na hiyo ingine 60.
Yes.
Acho.
Congratulations, umeelewa.
Sawa, asante.
Karibu.
Anytime.
Umeielewa?
Kabisa.
Sawa basi.
Kujua huo mtoto amebeba So we're gonna come here again. I tell you. magana jaire naidedalogenda products genuine chekirasi na injero kwawira chiumira waitwa bwambere uchione kukire induka ya Jumia riungira www.jumia.co.ke enenge kana download app ya Jumia kendoga kenera shopping na stress ya njira ya mwanya Jumia karibu na wewe.